What's up, everybody?
Hello, everybody. It's Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. It is Monday, May 15th, and that means it's another edition of Mystery Monday. So thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy tonight. So what is Mystery Monday? So at around 12 o'clock or so, sometime in the afternoon, I will post measurements for you to cut and prepare. We generally make 3 cards. Tonight I'm only making 2. And I think you'll understand when you see the card why. So we get together and you prep those measurements. And then at 7:15, I post a video where I show you what we're going to do with those pieces that you prepped earlier in the day. I'm super excited. This one's really fun. It definitely uses up scraps and little itty bitty bits, which we don't tend to do a lot of. So let's get started, and I will show you what we're up to. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera here. Okay, let me get these out of the way. So now there's a couple things that I did not maybe give you the measurements for properly. Not properly, I just didn't include them because they were kind of an afterthought. So I know a lot of you don't actually make the cards along with me. Most times you watch to see what I'm up to, and then you will turn around and make the cards after the fact. So you do need a standard card base. Excuse me, I'm getting over something. I don't know what. So this one, I am using all retired product tonight, which is very odd for me. However, I have no new product because all of my boxes have not arrived yet. So I'm expecting, 7 boxes on Thursday with some new products. So I am going ahead and using retired product for this Mystery Monday, which is not something you'll see me do very often. So this is polished pink cardstock is what I'm using as my base. I told you needed any color base or any color solid paper, and this was going to be 3x3. And the reason I said any color for this is because you're not going to see this. It's going to get covered up. And then what I thought of as I was getting ready to shoot this video was if you have adhesive sheets, if you were one of those people who attended my adhesive sheet class where you got the adhesive sheets in your kit, you could pull this out and you would need this at 3x3, and actually we could put that on top there and it will make your life a lot easier for this, okay? And then I told you needed a solid piece that was 1x1. So again, I'm using polished pink to go with that. And then I told you some pieces that were about 1/2 inch by 3 inches. Now, the length of this really does not matter. I just said 3 inches just because, well, quite frankly, I don't know. You're going to cut it off, so it really doesn't matter. So really we have 4 there, so we need 4 of each. So we need 8 of these, okay? So there's, one more, I think. Okay, so there's 4 and 4, so we have 8 of those. And then I did tell you, again, length of these probably doesn't matter, but 1/4 of an inch by 3 inches-ish, I said, right? And then I said 1/2 an inch by 1 inch. So you see what I mean when I say little bits? I'm not kidding you, little bits. Okay, let me just pause you for a second. All right, so I hope the coloring on this is okay. I'm going to see if I can maybe, the lighting, I always struggle with this lighting. It drives me. So there, okay, that might be better. All right, so this is what we have. So I'm going to move this all to the side for a second. Now, the only problem, which is not really a problem, I suppose, but okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my adhesive sheets and I'm going to put this on. Now, if you don't have the adhesive sheets, don't worry, you're going to skip this step, okay? So I'm going to take my adhesive sheet and I'm just going to put my cardstock right on top, and it should be exactly the same size, so this should be somewhat easy. Okay, So again, if you don't have adhesive sheet, don't worry. Okay. So I'm going to peel this back. Maybe. I'm used to using the my light, and my light is off right now, so this could be interesting. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Bear with me. I can't see. I can't feel my fingers, so I can't even tell if I'm grabbing anything here. Maybe the adhesive sheets wasn't such a great idea for me. I can't feel the tips of my fingers, which makes stuff like this kind of challenging sometimes. I'm going to do something. If not, I'm just going to actually flip this and just... Joys of paper crafting on video when things don't work the way they're supposed to work. Isn't this hilarious? I can't get the adhesive sheet up. Oh, I can get it up, but it's not actually coming off. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just go with plan B like I was going to do. Which is fine. I just thought if you have the adhesive sheets and you can feel your fingers and you can get the adhesive sheets off, this would make your life much easier. But this is not going to work for me. Okay, so forget that step. I'm done fighting with that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to actually take a ruler and we need to find, I was going to use my white chalk pen. Just right here. Oh, everything's fallen today, friends. Okay, I'm going to take my... Maybe I should have just stayed in bed. Where is my ruler? Oh, I didn't grab it. Okay, my bad. Sorry, I didn't grab it. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I am going to find a 1.5. Okay, and I'm going to make a mark. And then I'm going to find 1.5. And I'm going to make a mark. Okay. Let me do that again. 1.5. Okay, this pencil is not working right. Okay, let me do this. Maybe this will work better. I don't normally struggle this much, friends. I'm not sure what the heck's going on with me today. Okay, you cannot see my 1.5. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is find the center, which is about there. So, once I find my center, I'm going to put my diamond, or my rectangle. So I'm going to mark that there. And I'm going to mark I think not having the light on is really screwing with me right now. Okay. So there's my 1.5-ish. Okay, that should not have taken this long. My apologies. I'm having a really hard time seeing what I'm doing because my light is not on. And okay, so I know you cannot see this on camera, and my apologies for that, but trust me on this one. So I've marked 1.5 and 1.5 to find my center point. Okay, this is the worst part of the card, I promise. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up your 1 inch by 1 inch right onto that point. Okay. So if you're using an adhesive sheet, this will work lovely because it will all be sticky for you right now. If you're not, then you need to adhere some liquid glue. And you're going to use those lines that we made to line up your paper. Okay? I had a silicone mat out here before. Here it is. I'm going to use my silicone mat. Okay. All right. You see this? So once this is dry, it should be, I'm going to take one of my printed pieces of paper, and I'm going to line it up with the edge of my designers or of my solid piece. I'm really feeling scattered today. Can you tell? Like words are not coming. Nothing's happening. But good news, we had our first calf on Friday evening. Sure did. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm putting glue on. So I've put it there. I'm going to turn my paper, and then I'm going to put this one down. Okay, and this is going to look really, really ugly. I'm going to promise you that. It's really nice if you have this paper all be the same, the 4 pieces. It doesn't have to. It just looks a little nicer sometimes when it does. So I'm using my silicone mat underneath. You'll notice because of the glue. If you don't have a silicone mat, oh my gosh, everybody needs a silicone mat. So make sure you add that to your list. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, and like I said, it doesn't look very nice. So that's okay. We're gonna make it look pretty here. I'm just going to wipe this off because it just bugs me. Okay, and I have glue all over my hands. All right, so from there, now what are we going to do? Now I'm going to take these 1/4 inch pieces of your paper, and we are going to put our glue down. So this is where the adhesive sheets would be nice, if you could get yours apart, if you can feel your fingers enough. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. So you'll see when I said the 3-ish, length doesn't really matter. This is why, because it goes off your paper anyway. Okay. Now, the other thing I did not tell you, I don't believe, is that you could use an embossing folder on this when we're done. Maybe I did tell you that. I don't even know anymore. Okay. So, again, these little bits are kind of funny to use. When you can't feel your fingers. All right, so this is now what we have. Okay. See where I'm going with this? All right, now I'm going to come back in with my my Designer Series paper, and we're going to continue the pattern. So we're just going to butt this up. I'm going to turn. Ooh, that's a big gobber right there. And then we're going to glue. Turn. This is where adhesive sheets are really nice because you don't end up with all this glue all over your fingers like I have right now. Okay. There we go. Okay, looks ugly. I know it looks ugly. Just bear with me. Okay, and then these little bits are going to fill in our corners. Okay, now you do not have to do this solid piece here on the end. I do just because I think it breaks up the paper a little bit, right? So I know this looks terrible. I love these cards that look terrible. And then when you're done, you're like, wow, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, so we're just butting everything up. So we all have little bits and pieces of our Designer Series paper and solid cardstock. Some of us are okay to part with those. Some are not. So this is a great alternative to this, to get rid of them all. Now, okay, so we're going to let that dry just for a second. So this is what we have. Looks ugly. Oops, this piece came popping right off because I did not wait for it to dry. Okay. So we're just going to let that dry for a second. And then we all have those pair of scissors that are glue scissors because we don't use our good scissors where there's glue, right? That's just a known paper crafting thing. So then what we're going to do is, this is very sticky. And we don't want to put this through your paper trimmer because that would be yucky. We are going to come in and we are just going to trim off the excess. Okay. Now, when I get this done, oh, everything's sticky. Everything is sticky. We could run this through your embossing folder, which I'm going to show you the one that I did run it through. I love the effect it gives it when you run things through the embossing folder. My embossing machine is out in the other room, so I will not be doing that for sake of time. But this, my friends, is what we end up with. Okay, so pretty fun, right? Pretty fun. So if you run this through your embossing folder, you would end up with an effect like this. Can you see how I've embossed it? I used the big roses on this one. So this was the artistically inked paper is what I used for this one. And then I just used a sentiment from Something Fancy, which is that one. Okay. So, and the other thing is I did put a frame around this one, the green frame. So this is 3 by 3, so that I made my green 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So just went 1/4 of an inch out, which I might actually do for this one as well. Actually, no, I think what I'm going to do for this one, I had, here it is. So I had a piece prepared. I was going to put this here and then this here. So now I can put this on a diagonal-ish, maybe, and it will fit. But I'm going to actually just keep this one straight square on just because I like it. I actually really think I need to emboss this. I don't think I can actually finish my card until this is embossed because this, I like it embossed. I think it adds an oomph. So I'm going to go do that and I will be right back. All right, I am back. So this I have embossed. I know it's hard to see on video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Tombow. Come on. And I'm going to put this down on my polished pink, which again, I know I'm using retired colors. I don't have much current here with me in the studio. So now I can decide which way I want this to go based on which way my paper is. So I'm going to keep this. Again, if I wanted to create a frame for this to put behind, I could. I'm not going to in this case. Okay. So here is that part. And this is like Evening Evergreen and Shaded Spruce, which we no longer have. So what I will do is I will use maybe the Balmy Blue just to kind of brighten it up. And I will take one of these sentiments here. How about so happy you are my person? That could go to a friend, right? I'm so happy you're my person, somebody you can rely on. Okay, let's see how this turns out. So Balmy Blue is a very, very light color on a good day. Okay, not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. So now, you know, the funny thing is, I had to move all my colors around in my stamp rack, or my ink pad, and I don't know where any of my colors are anymore, so I'm really struggling to figure out which ink pad goes where. All right, so there is that one done. Okay, so this is my original. It's very pretty. And then this one. So, of course, I'm going to add the bling and all those things, right? Okay, so then for my next card, I thought I could use Daffodil Delight as my base. Do I dare try using my adhesive sheet? What do you think? Do you think I could do it? I don't know. Okay, so let's see if I can measure this piece a little bit better. Where's my ruler? Okay, so I need to find 1.5 inches. One and a half inches. Sorry, my phone's going off and I'm not paying attention. Yeah. Okay, so mark that pencil. Just want to make sure I've marked this right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, there goes my pencil. All right, so now I'm using Daffodil Delight is going to go right here. Okay, so this one might be harder to see because I'm doing Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight, but just lining up my rectangle onto a diamond shape. So I'm using my lines to make sure that my points actually all line up. Okay. There we go. Now, I am using this Lost Lagoon. Oops, that's not the right paper. This is the online exclusive paper, I think, if I remember correctly. So it actually has 2 patterns that I really, really like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start with the one, and then I will probably just move into the other. So I'll do 2 different patterns on this one. I could have done that on the other paper too. I didn't think of it. But anyway, nonetheless, so I'm putting my glue down. So I have to tell you, it never fails that whenever I get on to do a video, my phone goes crazy. Which is exactly what's happening right now. Okay. It's actually my sister's. Okay, so I'm going to put these, so I'm butting these up. So I'm using this rectangle or the square, diamond, whatever, to kind of use those as my brace, if you will, of the paper. So I'm just going around. As such. Okay, so I'd love to hear what you think of this card when it's all done. And what you think of the layout. Do you like the layout? Do you not? Would you like to see something different? I'm going to come in with my Daffodil Delight pieces now. Oh, I don't think I drew a winner for last week. Oh, shoot. No, we didn't have anybody last week. Did I draw it for the week before? I didn't even do a Mystery Monday last week because I was going to do this card. I don't think I drew for the week before, did I? Shoot. I'll have to make sure I do that. So it might be a little bit easier if you use the base as a different color, just because I know it's really hard to see on here what I'm doing. So I'm basically just kind of doing the same pattern all the way around. Put that in there. All right, now. There we go. Okay, now this one I'm going to actually use, instead of using that pattern, I'm going to use the back, which is, I know, kind of scary because it's so pretty, but let's just see what we can do here. This is a great card to showcase both sides of the Designer Series paper that we carry. Because our Designer Series paper, because it's double-sided, they do such a great job on making both sides beautiful. So the other thing I wanted to mention is I posted a video that Sarah, our CEO, posted this week on how they created our botanical blooms paper, I think it was. And it's pretty cool. So be sure to check it out if you haven't seen it. That's the one thing that makes Stampin' Up! Very unique to other places, is that we actually have our own artists that literally create large, huge canvases on behalf of us. And then they turn that actually into paper. So they take a picture of it, high definition picture, obviously, and then they create the paper. And a lot of time that artwork ends up back into the Stampin' Up! Head office, like on the walls or in our, they have kind of like a, I don't want to say a museum, but it's kind of a museum type thing. It's a gigantic room with just different colors and different ideas and stuff that have happened in the past or that kind of thing. Just a fun room. It's really cool that you can actually tour. It's open tour, you're self-guided. And so if you're ever in Utah, you can actually go and walk through that. It's pretty cool. So a lot of that stuff ends up in that room. Or is used like I said, artwork on the walls or whatever. So it's kind of neat to know that. Okay. So let's see if this is dry enough. Maybe not. Okay. So do you not love your silicone mat? Oh, love it. It's like the best thing. All right. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to start here. I've got a lot of glue on here. A lot of glue on here. So again, this is where those adhesive sheets are nice. And you get a lot of adhesive sheets in that pack. So if you were in that class, you will have lots left over. Okay, let's see what this one looks like. So that's what that turned out like. Very, very pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss this as well, just because I love the look of emboss. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back. So this is how I embossed mine. Okay, so we're going to put this over here. We're going to come in with our Daffodil Delight. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to adhere this down. I'm going to keep mine straight on. I like mine square. I don't know what it is. I'm not a go out of the box type person very often. Okay, come on, glue. Okay. I'm just going to hold that down for a second just because this one is very embossed. So it has to get into all those crevices, right? I need to stamp this, and I am going to put "It's okay to fall apart. I'm still here for you." How about that? And I'm going to stamp this in Lost Lagoon, which is this color here, which is kind of similar to the Soft Succulent that just retired. It is, but it isn't. Just trying to see. With my light off, it's really hard for me to see in here. So. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So. Oh, I was going to put a frame around that. Sugar and spice, but nothing nice. Okay. And then that's going to go in here. I was going to put a ribbon along there. Okay. Let's go ahead and glue this down. Excuse me. And then I can embellish this, right? Make it all beautiful. Okay, so let's review what we got going on here. So those of you that are coming to my double pouch class tomorrow, I'm super duper excited because the cards are beautiful and you are making them start to finish all yourself. You're doing the cutting, the scoring, and you're taking home a template. Yes. And possibly a tutorial if I can get it done in time. How about that? All right, so let's recap. Card number 1. Card number 2. And card number 3. Super fun and simple card. All right, so that, my friends, is all I have for today. I hope you really enjoyed those cards. Sorry, the light behind me is just, it's my overhead light and I want to take it out. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed those cards. Post your cards. Let me see what you did. And I will be sure to pick a winner this week because I don't think I picked one for the week before. I have to go double check now. So get your cards posted, and if you are coming to Tuesday's class, I'll see you on Tuesday. And if you're coming to Thursday's class, I'll see you on Thursday. And if I'm seeing you twice this week, that is an absolute bonus for me. So, all right. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?